Okay guys, hello, Mr. Burick here. Alright, today another low-tech project that we're going to work on. Again, we're going to make this out of cardboard. You're not going to need a lot in terms of materials, but what we're going to do today is we are going to make a racing steering wheel for racing games. So if you have a favorite racing game that you like to play on your phone, what we're going to do is we're going to create an actual steering wheel where you can put the phone in the steering wheel and you can race at a tabletop or a desktop. I was on Google Play, I was on the Apple Store. There's tons and tons of free racing games. Started downloading a couple so I could experiment. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to build a super crazy cool low-tech racing console. So couple things you're going to need. You're going to need 2 pieces of cardboard. The first piece of cardboard is going to be 18 inches tall by 14 inches wide. So that's 18 by 14, just a regular piece of cardboard. The other piece of cardboard that you're going to need is going to be 18, just like this one. It's going to be 18 by 3 inches. So 18 by 3. So these are the 2 pieces of cardboard that you'll need. In terms of other materials, you're going to need a pen. You're going to need either a ruler or a tape measure. I don't have a ruler, so I do have a tape measure. And you're going to need a straight edge. So if you have a ruler, you can use that to make a nice straight line. I don't have a ruler laying around, so I'm going to use this piece of cardboard as a straight edge. Now, you're also going to need a AA battery, and I'm going to show you how creatively how we're going to use this in the project. Now, actually a couple more things you're going to need. You're going to need some kind of small bowl or plastic lid about this size, maybe a cereal bowl or a lid, because you're going to use that to get the diameter of your racing wheel. So you'll need, and you don't have to be exact, but it should be something that you can roughly hold in your hand. Maybe just to measure it for you. Mine is just shy of 6 inches wide. So give or take something like that. Now, you should have a glue gun for this. I think it will work better with a glue gun, but if not, any kind of strong glue should work, but a glue gun would be better if you have it. Okay, so let's get started. First thing you're going to do, you're going to take the big piece of cardboard, and we need to create 3 6-inch panels. So we're going to draw a line here, and we're going to draw a line here. So what you're going to do is you are going to measure down 6 inches on your cardboard, and you're going to make a mark, and then you're going to go down another 6 inches. That should be 1 foot, and you're going to make a mark. Okay, so 6 inches mark, 6 inches mark. You can do the same thing on the other side if you like. It'll make it easier to draw a nice straight line. So 6 inches and make a mark, 6 inches, make a mark. And then what you're going to do is you're going to get some kind of straight edge, a ruler or some other kind of straight edge, and you're going to draw a line, and you're going to draw another line. Okay, so here's what it's going to look like. You're going to end up with 3 boxes. 1, 2, 3 boxes. Okay, that's what that's going to look like. 6 inches, 6 inches, 6 inches. Now, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to measure in. I'm kind of cheating because I've already done it on this side a little bit, so you're going to see me flipping this around a little bit. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is we're going to measure in 1 inch and we're going to measure in 1 inch. I'm going to do it and then I'm going to show you that. So I'm going to take my ruler or tape measure and I'm going to make a mark 1 inch. And I'm going to come over here and 1 inch. So what that's going to look like is you've come in exactly 1 inch and you've made a mark, and then you've come in exactly 1 inch and you've made a mark. Okay, now, next step. You're going to take your bowl, your lid, your round thing, whatever you have. And what you're going to do, and I'm going to show you this after I do it, you're going to put the lip right at the edge of that mark you made, and you're going to kind of line up the bowl so it's kind of nice and even, okay? And you're going to draw a circle. Okay. Okay, so that's what that's going to look like. So you're going to come in 1 inch, put your bowl down, kind of line it up, draw a circle. Okay? You're going to do the same thing with the other side. So, let me get this out of the way for a second. Okay. Come in on that same 1 inch mark, kind of line up your bowl so it's roughly even. And you're going to draw another circle. So that's what that's going to look like. So you're going to have a circle here, you're going to have a circle here. Okay? Now, you can eyeball this because it doesn't have to be perfect, or you could measure it. But what you need to do is you need to draw a line down the center of both of your circles. So I like to measure mine, but if you've got a good eye, you could guesstimate it. So I'm about 6 inches round, so that means about 3 inches would be the halfway point. And I'll show you what I've just done. So that's about the middle of those two circles. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a straight edge or a ruler and I'm going to draw a nice straight line. And again, I'm going to show you when I'm done. Okay, straight line. Straight line. And you guys probably already know this already, but you can just keep pause, starting, stopping, going back on YouTube to kind of catch up with me. So that's what it looks like with everything drawn. And I'm going to try to get a close-up on the camera. Hopefully this will show you guys a little bit better. So what you're going to do is you're going to have those two lines kind of drawn in the middle of that. Okay? Now, you're going to take your smartphone. So this is a 6-inch screen on this one. Doesn't really matter what you have. And you're going to kind of put it kind of in the middle like that. Try to line that up. Put it roughly in the middle of all that. And you're going to draw a square around it. You're a rectangle. You're going to trace it. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to take the smartphone, kind of line that up. And again, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so what I've done is kind of put the smartphone right in the middle of that. Hopefully you guys can see that. Put the smartphone right in the middle. Okay? Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut this out. I'm going to show you what to do there. All right, so we're going to grab the scissors and we're going to cut this first one. So we're going to cut it right on that first line. Again, I'll show you when I'm done here. Okay, so we've cut this first one. Okay. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take our tape measure. We're going to, and again, I'll show you this. You're going to come over 1 inch from the center. You're going to draw a line. Again, I'll show you this. Okay. So you're going to measure 1 inch from that center line that you drew. You're going to measure 1 inch and you're going to create that mark. So 1 inch, create the mark. You're going to go 1 inch, create the mark. Then you're going to take your straight edge and you're going to draw those lines. Okay. There's that one. And there is that one. So let me show you what that looks like. Okay, and again, you guys can pause if you need to catch up with this, and I'm just going to make sure that the camera can see this really, really well, because I want you guys to have a nice, clear shot of exactly what that looks like. Okay, that's what you need to do right there. Okay, now, here's what we're going to do. We need to cut this square out for the smartphone. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this square out. And you just want to be careful you don't poke yourself with the scissors with this. You got to be a little careful going through there. Okay. Okay. Okay, and then I'm going to go through, I like to be kind of a perfectionist. I'm going to go through and I'm going to trim some of those rough edges off so it looks nice and neat. Okay. Okay, so what you're going to have is you're going to have that cut out like that. Okay, now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut out these half moons. Okay, that's where you're going to actually hold this. Okay, so, and if you have trouble cutting this, you can ask somebody in the family, see if they can give you a little bit of help, because this could be a little tricky. Okay, so okay. And again, we like to use scissors. You can use an X-Acto knife, but you know, slip of the knife and you could cut your finger. So I prefer to use scissors. I think they're a lot safer. Okay. There we go. And then let's see here. Okay. Might have to rough cut this and then trim it out a little bit better. Let's try that. Okay, and then almost. Okay. Okay, then you've got that one cut out, just like that, okay? And then you're just going to do the same thing to this side over here. So we're going to put that in there. Okay. Okay. That one out. Okay, so what you guys should have is something that looks like this. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to use this for a nice easy template on your second and third one, and I'm going to show you. So what you're going to do is you're going to put it on the second one and trace it, and then you're going to put it on the third one and trace it. So we're going to put it on the second one. Okay. And then we're going to put it on the third one. So then what you're going to have is you're going to have this template. Okay, now you're going to cut these right on that center line. Okay, so take your scissors, cut through that. Okay. 2. Now, on the first one, you're going to cut out both half moons, and you're going to cut out the place for the smartphone. Okay? So, okay, so you got the center part cut out. Then you do both of the half moons. First half moon. And guys, if your hands get tired from cutting, you can take a break. Set the project down, grab something to eat, watch a little bit of TV, come right back to it. It is a lot of cutting by cardboard, so you guys can pace yourselves accordingly. So I saw a variation of this project on YouTube. I've tried to make ours a little simpler. But it was super cool. The guy was using it to play several different street racing games, and it worked so good, and I thought it was so much better than trying to hold a square phone. I thought we would give it a try because of that. It just seemed like a super, super cool project, and I've tried to adapt it where we don't need much in the way of materials and resources, so everybody can do it. Okay, almost done here with this second one. Okay, second part. It's going to look like the first part. Right? Just like that. Now, the third and the last part is actually going to be a little bit easier because you don't have to cut the spot out for the phone. You want to leave that solid. We only want to cut out the handles. So on the third piece, to be clear, the third piece, you only cut out the half moons that you've traced. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. All right. One. Okay. Okay, and the home stretch on this part here, almost done. Okay, that's what your third part is going to look like. Now, I'm going to take just one moment here, and I'm going to clean up my mess just a little bit, kind of straighten up my work area, kind of get all my extra pieces and parts off the table here. Okay. Get reorganized. We won't need that bowl anymore. Get rid of that. Okay. Now, the next thing that we are going to do is we're going to glue, we got to glue all three of these together. So I just want to try something here first. I want to make sure that our smartphone kind of fits in there, or see if we have to maybe, no, look at that, guys. That's a perfect fit. Look at that. Perfect fit. Fits right in there, nice and flush. Perfect. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. So I have a glue gun over on the counter. So I'm going to apply the glue, and then I'm going to bring it over and I'm going to glue it for you so you can see what's going on. So basically what you want to do is we're going to glue these two layers together to this third layer, okay? And we want to make it like nice and neat and straight and even and all that. So what we're going to do, let me see here. Just want to make sure we got that where it's going to fit best. Okay. So okay, what you're going to do is you're going to put some glue. let me get around to the camera again so we can be real clear about this. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to put glue down along the bottom here, the top, and the sides. Okay, you don't want any glue in here where the phone's going to go. Do not put glue there. So here, 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 here. I'm going to do that. I'm going to show you what it looks like, and then I'm going to glue the first two together. Okay, be right back here. Okay guys, so that's what the glue is going to look like. Okay, and then you're going to take it and you are going to glue these first two together. Just like that. Okay, and as you guys know, hot glue dries really fast. So that's what you got. The first two are together. Now, you're going to take your third one and you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to take this piece, glue across the top, glue across the bottom, glue, and then you're going to put this third piece on. Okay? So, make sure that that looks right. Okay? I'm going to go put some glue on this and I'll be right back here. Okay, glue on in the same fashion here. Okay, and then you're going to take this, put that right here, and you're going to press. Now, once again, you could probably do this with school glue, and I think it would probably work, but hot glue is going to be a lot better. All right, so that's what we have at this point. Now, I want to make sure again that my phone is going to fit. Yeah, guys, look at that. Look how nice that fits. That's perfect. Okay, so now, I'm going to pop that phone out of here. Okay, now, here's the next step. This next step's a little weird. Okay, what you're going to do, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to measure this so we get a nice even spot for it. But you're going to take a AA battery, and there's a side that has a bump, and then the other side is just flat. We're going to use hot glue, and we're going to glue that battery right there. Okay, that's going to act as our steering column. But we don't want to get it crooked, so we kind of want it to be straight. So let's see if we can figure out more or less what the center is. So I'm going to take my ruler. So we know that this is 14. So roughly half of 14 is 7. So that's 7. And then we know, let's see here, 1 second. We know this is 6. So then that means half of 6 is 3. Okay. All right, so that great big X there, that's where we're going to glue that battery. And you're going to want to use a lot of hot glue to make sure that that battery sticks. Okay, so I'm going to run over, I'm going to put some glue on here, I'm going to stick that on, and I will be right back and I'll show you what I did. Okay guys, and I used a pretty good blob of glue to glue that battery on because I don't want it to fall off. Okay, so there's that. Now we're in the home stretch, guys. We're in the home stretch. Okay, so this piece that you have, 3 inches by 18 inches, you're going to cut it 6, 6, 3, and 3. So we're going to do 6, 6, 3, and 3. So then you're going to glue these two together, and you're going to glue these two together. I'm going to do that. I'll be right back. Okay, I've glued these together, I've glued these together. Now, what we're gonna do is you're gonna glue these, you're gonna glue this so it's like a tilted kickstand. Okay, like that. We're almost done with this project, by the way. So you're gonna glue it so it's like a tilted kickstand. I'm gonna glue it and then I'm gonna show you what I did. Be right back. Okay, so I glued it like that, and I'm going to hold it for a moment until that glue's dry. I'm going to put just a little bit more glue on there once that sets. We are literally in the home stretch here, guys. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit more glue on that, and we can do our final step here. Okay, so that's what that looks like there. Oh, we got a little glue thingamajig there. Okay, so that's what that's going to look like, and it's going to set down like that. Okay. Now, actually, while this glue's kind of still drying, we got to wait just 1 second. But what we're going to do for this last step, and you could just guesstimate this. So I'd say go maybe about an inch down or so. I'll show you what this looks like here. You're going to need to poke. Poke a hole through that like that. Okay. Nice and big like that. Okay, I think our glue's dry enough. And then if I got this right, I'm going to go like this. Just make sure, oh, gotta open that up just a little bit more. Might have to use my scissors here. Yeah. Actually, I think that's going to work a lot better, guys. Let's try that. Oh, there we go. Okay. And here you go. So let me put my smartphone in here. Wow, look at that. Look at that. Okay, so here's what we got as our finished project. So fire up your favorite racing game. grab your steering wheel and rip down the track. There you go. So that is our completed project for today. We've got our racing steering wheel. So rip down that track, guys, and have a good time. This is Mr. Burick, and I will see you next time.